Good morning to one and all. In today's lecture, we'll discuss about the QAM, that is quadrature amplitude modulation. Basically, your QAM is a combination of your ASK and PSK signals. That means that we will be using two different signals will be sent simultaneously on a single same carrier frequency. So basically your QAM signal in which the two carrier is shifted in phase by 90 degree, that could be in the sine form and cosine form. So here we will be using the quadrature and in phase also. The resultant of the overall signal consisting of the combination of both I and Q, that is your in phase and quadrature carriers, which contains both amplitude and phase variations. So basically the motivation of your quadrature amplitude modulation comes from the fact that a straight amplitude modulated signal, that is your double sideband suppressed carrier, even with the suppressed carrier occupies twice the bandwidth of your modulating signal. So that's why we are using QAM. First we will be discussing about the QAM transmitter side. Here we have a carrier signal that is locally generated, that is Ct is equals to A cos omega Ct. After applying a 90 degree phase shift, it will be A sin omega Ct. Now here we will be applying the input, that is x1t is passed through your product modulator. So here we will be using two signals having same carrier frequency and we are using product modulator. So your x1t and x2t will be passed through your product modulator. After then at the output of the product modulator we will be getting double sideband suppressed carrier, that is DSB-SC. So the output of your DSB-SC will be the input of the two signals, that is your x1t into A cos omega Ct. So your first output will be x1t into A cos omega Ct and x2t into A sin omega Ct. Now see, this is we are talking in analog. If you want in digital, for example, if we have a digital data, so here we will be applying serial to parallel. After then it will be getting converted into digital to analog converter. After then it will be passed through your product modulator and we'll get the output, that is ST. So this is basically the transmitter side. Now next we will be seeing what happens at the receiver side. Now see, at the receiver side we have received the signal, that is ST. It is passed through your product modulator. We have a single carrier frequency that is locally generated cos omega Ct. After applying 90 degree phase shift we will be getting the second output. It is passed through your LPF, that is a low pass filter. The output of your product modulator, for example we can say that is y1-t and y2-t. It will be passing through your low pass filter and we'll get the output, that is y1t and y2t. Now see, first we will be calculating the y1-t, that is equals to your st into cos omega Ct. So y1-t is equals to st into cos omega Ct. Now we know the value of st, that is equals to x1t into A cos omega Ct plus x2t into A sin omega Ct into your cos omega Ct. After further simplification we will get, that is x1t, when we will be multiplying the cos omega Ct in the inner brackets we will get x1t into A cos square omega Ct plus x2t into A sin omega Ct into cos omega Ct. Now here we are having cos square omega Ct. By using the trigonometric identity we can calculate, that is 1 plus cos 2 omega Ct by 2. So your x1t into A 1 plus cos 2 omega Ct by 2 plus x2t into A by 2 sin 2 omega Ct. Since we will be multiplying the second term with 2 and divide by 2, so we will get sin 2 omega Ct. Now if we separate these terms we will get x1t into A by 2 plus second term will be x1t by 2 into A cos 2 omega Ct plus third term will be x2t into A by 2 sin omega Ct. Now here we will be passing through your low pass filter. We will be passing the output through your low pass filter. So your high frequency component, that here we are getting twice of omega Ct and your twice of omega Ct, that is double carrier frequency. So these will be getting neglected and we'll get the output, that is x1t into A by 2 Similarly, for y2 dash t, we will be getting the output, that is y2t into a by 2. Now, next we will be discussing about the constellation diagram. Now see, here we are using 4qm. We have to draw 4qm. This line represents your quadrature and this line represents your in phase. Now see, for constellation diagram, we know that we will be using 2 bits per symbol. That means it will be denoted by 0 0, 0 1, 1 1 and 1 0. So we have marked the 4 points and this is our 4qam. Here your amplitude does vary with respect to your phase. Similarly, if I want to draw 16 QAM, for 16 QAM, what we will be doing? It will look like this. Your constellation diagram will be like this. So here we will be having your constellation with respect to your phase will be changing with respect to your amplitude. So this is how we can talk about QAM, that is quadrature amplitude modulation. In the next lecture, I will be discussing with you the comparison between the QAM and PSK modulation. Thank you.